word chief cornerstone in Hebrew means, look it up in the Hebrew dictionary. Chief cornerstone is a Hebrew word which means a triangle perched on top of a pyramid. Because if you take a perfect four-sided pyramid in your mind, four-sided pyramid, absolute perfect, you take a razor and you cut off the tip. The tip you just cut off is itself a pyramid, four-sided pyramid, right? But it's a little tiny.
Smaller than the large.
That's right. It's a little tip, but it is a four-sided pyramid. Now put it back on and it completes the full pyramid. That's what the idea is, that Jesus or the Messiah is the completion of the divine plan of the universe, the completion of God's divine ancient plan that the Egyptians knew about, the Babylonians, the Sumerians, all the ancient peoples of the world understood what God is and what the Messiah and Christianity, what Jesus actually represents. The word in the New Testament for Jesus is the chief cornerstone, which is a triangle sitting on top of a pyramid. And Jesus is referred to as God's Son, the light of the world. Well, of course the Son is the light of the world. What else lights the world if it isn't the Son? S-U-N. Well, and the Son is our risen, now Jesus is our risen Savior. Now Jesus is the Son, S-U-N, not S-O-N. And so you ask any 6-year-old child, where is Jesus? And a little Christian kid will tell you he's in heaven. Well, when you go out at night and you look into the stars at night, what are you looking into? You're looking into heaven. Well, during the daytime, you will look up there and you'll see something called the sun. So God's Son, and obviously it's God's Son, it's not your son. It's not doesn't belong to Africa, it doesn't belong to the Chinese, it belongs to God. So it's God's Son. And God's Son is in heaven. Of course it's in heaven. Where the hell else would it be if it's not in heaven? And God's Son, as you remember, is our risen Savior. Of course it rises. Every morning about 5:30 it rises, right? And it is your Savior. If it doesn't come up, you're dead in 3 weeks. It is God's Son is your risen Savior. Of course it's your risen Savior. And so the Messiah has to do with the divine plan of the ages, which is the war between light and darkness. The whole idea in the ancient Egyptian religion, the ancient Babylonian, the Phoenician Canaanite religion, in Judaism, Christianity, not Islam, but Judaism and Christianity, basically boils down to the war between light and darkness. That is what the whole New Testament story of Jesus is all about. The entire story of Jesus in the New Testament, the thing that the Christian church is supposedly based on, is based on a metaphor, an ancient metaphor, symbolic story. That's again why I said that the Bible is not the greatest collection of facts, it's the oldest story. It's the greatest story ever told. Of course it's the greatest story ever told. It's the oldest story. And the story is very simple. It's the war between light and darkness, between God's Son, the light of the world, as your risen Savior. And he gave you life. Of course he gave you life. Without the Son, you wouldn't even be here.
Wait. Run that up, boy. Oh, boy, cold.